What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Palantir Technologies. Now, before we get into all that, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you get on and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button to make sure you're never missing any of the videos that I put out. Now, recently, Palantir has been through some murky waters. They rocketed all the way up to the $30 range. Then they received some downgrades. So now let's take a look at some of those. Now, Morgan Stanley downgrade sends Palantir shares sliding. Now, the shares of Palantir slid Wednesday after Morgan Stanley downgraded the stock to underweight from equal weight, and this was because they believe that they're trading at a significant premium compared with its peers. Now, the stock has more than doubled since it went public on September 30th, and this caused the shares of Palantir to close down more than 12% on this Wednesday. Now, if we come over here and we look at the Credit Suisse downgrade, they also downgraded Palantir as well. The analyst at Credit Suisse believes that the current valuation is disconnected from the company's fundamentals and that there may be some downside potential brewing. Now, this doesn't really affect the stock too much except for in the short term, and we can see that Palantir is still trading up near the highs with a little bit of a pullback today after a very strong day yesterday. This really shows how much confidence that investors have in this company since they keep getting so many new contracts, especially with the government. Let's take a look at some of the government contracts that Palantir has recently gotten from the United States government. This one is from the Army Vantage program, and they have reaffirmed the Palantir partnership with an additional $114 million agreement. Now, this program basically entails that the Army leaders make data-driven decisions in the help to fight the pandemic and allow billions of taxpayer dollars to be freed up for high-priority projects. This contract was initially agreed upon in December 2019 for $458 million in total. This was a guaranteed contract for 1 year, and the Army had the option to expand this agreement for 3 additional years. Since this agreement was in 2019, it is now December 2020, exactly 1 year later, and they have awarded Palantir another $114 million to keep helping out with this program. Now, this really shows a lot about how much confidence the United States Army has in Palantir. Data analytics is such a massive sector, and the decisions that the companies are making based on these data are very important. Now, they're not going to keep partnership with a company that they don't think is doing an amazing job. So if the United States Army has a lot of faith in Palantir, investors should have a lot of faith as well, which we can see by how much the stock has risen over the past 2.5 months. Now, the second contract that they got from the United States government was from the FDA. So Palantir wins FDA contract to power drug review and inspections. So this 3-year deal is worth $44.4 million and will allow the FDA Center for Drug Evaluation and Research and the Oncology Center of Excellence to use the Palantir software to integrate and analyze data. This will be very important for approving new drugs and possible pandemic treatments. This is probably one of the reasons why Palantir has been doing so well over the past few months, since we are in the middle of a pandemic, and they are doing a lot to help out with solving all of our issues. Now let's go back to the chart of Palantir, and we can take a look at how the stock has been doing over the past couple months since its IPO. Now, it went from around the low $9 range all the way up into the high mid $29 range at its peak, and as I talked about before, it kind of had a fall off throughout the downgrades and has been chilling out around the upper 27, lower to mid $28 price range. If we go over to the option chain for the January 15th strike, we can see that the $35 strike price has a 22,000 open interest. If you multiply that by the last price, we can see that there is about a $2.5 million bet on Palantir that it will go to the $35 price range. And in order for this contract to break even, the stock price of Palantir on expiration would need to be $36.16 if you were to purchase right now. Now, this could be because of all of the great government contracts that Palantir has recently received, and it could be that people are speculating that this is just the beginning for this company and they're going to keep getting more contracts. Now, in my other video, I mentioned that the government revenue accounts for about 50% of Palantir's yearly revenue at the current time. That still holds true today, and the government has been giving Palantir a lot of money for their services because their services are so valuable to them. Now, this could be an institution trying to make a large bet and have a nice push to the end of the year and make a lot of money so that the traders can receive a higher bonus, which is very possible. Or it could be that there is just a very large amount of people speculating that Palantir has the ability to get to the $35 price level by January 15th. Either way, there is a lot of interest in this price level and in these option contracts. Now, the implied volatility of these contracts is 110%, which is extremely high for an option contract, especially this deep out of the money. But since the company trades all over the place most times, like you can see yesterday, the stock was up around 3 to 4%, and today it's down at the current time 2.24%. The stock moves around a lot, which is going to reflect the price of the options. Now, if you like this video, guys, that's going to be pretty much it today. Please leave a like down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, and comment down below if you guys have any Palantir plays and if you're thinking about getting into this one in addition to the ones that you already have. I'll see you guys next time.